Numerous forces aimed at the Earth. And injustice. Let the glorious battle begin. Geared up for victory. LG Ultragear Gaming Monitor.
I never want to make compromises when I play. I need every FPS I can take to perform at my peak. For myself, for my team, as well as for my viewers. Streaming always used to present me with a choice, either FPS or stream quality. I no longer have to make that decision thanks to AMD's 3rd generation Ryzen processors. Now my viewers get to see my gameplay smoothly. Ever since joining the team in 2018, AMD's partnership with Fnatic has given us the latest computer tech to help our performance. 3rd generation Ryzen is now the pinnacle of multi-threaded processor performance, and it's a big step up from everything else I've used before. AMD have listened to our feedback to make sure they make the best products possible so that we can simultaneously play as well as stream at the best setting. That's why I use AMD's 3rd generation Ryzen processors.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the LG Ultragear TEC Challenger Series 2, powered by AMD, and we have AFK Gaming as our media partner. It is a new day, and it is the quarterfinals, the lower bracket in fact, and I'm super stoked. We're going to be streaming 2 matches, so this will be the first half, and it will be between SANE Rebellious Gaming versus TSF Gaming. My name is Apollonia. I will be your host and caster, and joining me is CA, caster and analyst. Are you excited, CA?
Oh, I'm extremely excited. We're in the lower bracket now, and personally, I'm a slightly bigger fan of the lower bracket because this is where you see teams back on that edge, knowing that if they lose, they're out of the tournament. So you see the extra drive, extra motivation for them. So it's really exciting to watch them play.
Indeed. So this is a best of 3. Let's head over to the map screen and look at what is going to be available. So, talking about SANE Rebellious Gaming and TSF Gaming, TSF, this team placed 3rd in the last series, and now they have come back. They are fighting their way through the lower bracket as they got knocked down by Global Esports. And, having placed 3rd before and now in the lower bracket, it almost feels like they really have to fight for everything they've got to return to where they think that they belong. And another thing that I also just realized was that TSF was in the lower bracket for most of Series 1 as well, but they came out victorious.
Yeah, this team, they've already shown us that they've got a we don't give up spirit, and they've shown us that they don't take like bad matches to their morale. They just come back the better for it. Having said that, the way they sort of lost the series against Global, that's definitely got to be weighing into their minds. So as far as I'm concerned, for TSF right now, this is pure practice. This is practice for that eventual lower bracket finals where they'll have to face one of the biggest teams in the tournament and try to beat them and do better than the third. Rebellious though, Clone. Like, I'm looking at Clone. He sort of disappeared in the match versus Exili. He's still number 3 on our top 10 MVP list. So this player, we know he can perform. We'll have to see if he's able to do just that. Clone on the side of Rebellious, Venom on the side of TSF. This match is going to be an absolute banger.
Indeed, TSF on the side of defense. Now, Ascent, this map was actually picked by SANE Rebellious Gaming. So it seems like they are very comfortable, very much comfortable playing here. But TSF Gaming, you know, if you have been keeping up with them, you know that Ascent is the map that they will go to. So this is going to be a pretty good matchup. But Sam there takes first blood and the second. Just 2 kills with the grenade. But Rebellious Gaming, they're responding 3v3 situation. And it's pretty much even. Spike has yet to be planted, and this is Sam here. He has awesome aim, CA, and you know, I'm just excited to see if he's going to be able to, you know, help TSF Gaming come out on top for this one. So Spike has been planted. They've got to go for the retake. That's the 3rd kill for Sam, and he might just find his 4th. Strokey, last man standing, falls to Vianki, and that will be round 1 for TSF Gaming, coming in with a bang. And Bianchi is in the roster this time, and sometimes, you know, they have done a little bit of subbing in and out.
I'm honestly, personally, really glad to see that they're looking to make the changes, because this is what I was talking about earlier. They need to look to adapt to the way the tournament has treated them and get themselves better for it. Sam on the Raze is something to watch out for, because I remember this from Series 1 on the map Bind, where they brought out Sam on the Raze, switching it up from Slots being on the duel list to Sam being on the duel list, and the way they played that map worked out really well for them. So I'm assuming they have some sort of plan coming in here too. You see Slots instead on the Killjoy, so I'm really curious to see how this switch up in playstyle works, because the last time we saw Sam on the Raze, he led from the start, and he's doing just that here with the double grenade kill.
Indeed, this is an equal round for Rebellious Gaming. So on the topic of both these teams, TSF Gaming, they managed to beat the Rad Syndicate, I believe, 13-2, something that was a stomp in the round of 16. And that just shows the proficiency of TSF Gaming. If anything, you know, we're following a track record. I do think that they have the edge over SANE Rebellious Gaming, but it's all up to the attackers to show us that they could change the tide of things here. Rebellious Gaming, a team that we have seen even in Series 1 as well, new and improved, I would like to think, but that's going to be Vianki with a triple. Buster finds a kill, and considering that it was an equal round, 1v2 situation, I think Rebellious Gaming did pretty well here.
Yeah, definitely. They're able to get 3 kills for themselves, which is pretty huge. What I'm really curious about is the fact that it's Veera
30 seconds left.
who has been taken out for Bianchi. So I'm curious to see how that works. Who picks up the op, because Veera is the player we generally saw on the op. But yeah, Rebellious definitely feeling happy about this. But Buster getting the 3rd. Buster looking for the thrifty round for his team. But Bianchi gets the 4th kill of the round. Bianchi, the substitute, coming in clutch. But Rebellious, they're going to be really, really happy with that round. They got 4 kills for themselves, and they're going to look to go for the full buy next round. And TSF, they're not going to be able to afford nearly the same in terms of both abilities and guns.
Indeed. The last time that we also saw SANE Rebellious Gaming, I did know that Bind is a map that they also really like. So this is going, how this is going to pan out, I mean, it is their map pick, but it could go either way. Now, what it comes down to is this round number 3, where there are full buys. Now, Vianki here will be running that Sova. And yes, you did point out the Killjoy now on the side of TSF Gaming as their defense. But there it is, Slots taken out by Buster. Veerbajra, he was the Cypher for TSF Gaming, but switching it up now, this is pretty cool because Veerbajra played majority of the later games in Series 1. He was part of the success for TSF Gaming, but knowing that they have a strong roster, that's going to be Sam there, picking up the kill on Strokey with that mid-invasion. Not having anyone there to back him up, but Clone here, 4-time MVP, definitely on the board. Excited to see what he's going to do. Paranoia does connect, and he sees his buddies coming. Curveballs thrown in. Clone blinded as well. But Bianchi, he's blinded too. Just gonna wait patiently. Finds one kill, but Tchaikovsky and Buster both find a man for themselves. Venom steps in, the newest addition to TSF Gaming, making his debut here on Series 2. Gets the spray off, takes down Clone, and it's a 1v1 situation between Venom and the Phoenix. Catches his tail, tags him. Venom going for the defuse, and it's all up to the Phoenix. Does he think it's a fake? It might not. Half is done, but that's going to be a third kill for Venom, taking down Buster. Easy defuse for the Reyna. 3-0, securing that round and making sure that the economy is flourishing on the side of TSF Gaming.
Yeah, this round was humongous for TSF because if you notice in the middle of the round, we saw on the scoreboard, TSF, they only had Bulldogs for themselves, not necessarily full buys on all their players. So the fact that they're able to beat Rebellious on this full buy round, and the way they do it is what's best for me because I want to see Venom flourish. We know how damn good TSF looks when Venom is flourishing. He's on that Reyna. He's got 4 kills for himself already. So Venom looking on top of his game today, looking so damn good. On the other side though, I really think Clone needs to step up because Buster, he's carrying forward the momentum he had from the Exili game where we saw him pick up the Phoenix. But Clone, he's just not as explosive as we expect him to be. I know the expectations are high, but so are the stakes in this lower bracket.
And Sam there just got blinded by Buster as he threw in the curveball, but Strokey will find a kill onto Bianchi. And this seems like Rebellious Game is gonna bounce back, going for the A side as well. 1-for-1 trade there. Venom coming out on top, 2v4 situation. And this is gonna be a tough ask, but Buster retrieves the spike and he's gonna go for the plant. And meanwhile, we see the rest of his members just looking out. Cypher has yet to connect with them, but Venom just lurking around here in the garden. Spots the recon bolt, takes it out, gonna look for an opportunity. Friction is just held up by the Cypher here, I believe it's Strokey. Now Venom circling around just to help his buddy out. And they could go for a save, they could play this safe. But that's going to be Venom and Friction giving this round over to Rebellious Gaming, and that's going to help their economy out. But Friction gets taken down by Strokey. Last man standing is Venom. And it's all up to him with just about 10 to 15 seconds left. He's got to survive, CA.
Yeah, so the round here for TSF, I think they're just not as coordinated as you expect them to be because the way they allowed Rebellious to breach the site, you really do not want to give over so much space and so much ground to an aggressive team because you see how the way if Buster penetrates the site, he's able to clear corners so fast using his flash. And Buster 8-3 right now, carrying forward the momentum for his team. Venom, he did manage to save the weapon, but it is the eco round for TSF. You see all of them on the shorties, the sheriff, and the ghost. So for them now, it's all about like helping Venom use his Vandal and get the kills. Now, running back does get used by Buster, and he takes down Venom as Venom whiffing a couple shots. Buster with another. Buster really just on fire right now. 5 versus 3 for Rebellious Gaming, looking to pull back the momentum in their favor.
Indeed, staying true to his name, definitely busting up the defense on the side of TSF Gaming. Clone gonna find a kill as well as he contributes with that showstopper, and it's gonna be a 2v5. Now Rebellious Gaming just looking so strong. It seems like they kind of got a footing, and Strokey ends it off. Flawless round, not even losing a single member here, CA. So Buster just getting this double kill early is... that just put Rebellious Gaming in a good spot. And it seems almost like, you know, Rebellious continues to pop off as long as everyone is doing well. And we were having this conversation that Rebellious is they're very team-oriented. You know, you don't normally see a player shining or taking that spotlight. And TSF Gaming is a little bit similar to that, except, you know, now with the addition of Venom, we have seen him go a little bit more aggressive with these flashy plays. So Overall, I do feel that, you know, two teams head to head, it's almost like which team is going to pull off their teamwork better than the other because it's just so similar in play styles.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's where TSF are struggling with right now, because they're struggling between their identity that we saw in Series 1, which was just a sort of, oh, he flashed himself and
That's revenge there, CA.
Venom gets the kill onto Buster. Just Buster making a small mistake and getting his life taken for it. Now, that will certainly slow down the push of Rebellious Gaming. But as I was saying, TSF, they just need to figure out what they're more comfortable with. The sort of identity where they let Venom shine, or they play together as a team and rely on each other. But it seems to be working right now. They're playing it really, really slow, and they have a two-man advantage. So TSF looking to pull it back in this buy round for themselves, looking good.
I do believe that Sam is the IGL for TSF Gaming, and he's doing a pretty good job now. And the fact that he, you know, he's always been kind of like on the fill position. We've seen him on the Omen, we've seen him on Breach, and now he's on Raze. So that versatility is very important for TSF Gaming, as well as being the IGL. Just proves that he is a very valuable player. But Slots and Strokey, 1-for-1 there, Clone and Strokey, they've got to clutch this out for TSF Gaming if they want to maintain their win. Now the spike has been retrieved by Strokey. TSF Gaming just taking it one step at a time. They're only going to work when they have that information. Now Showstopper misses, but that's going to be a 1-for-1. Clone and Venom. Strokey dodges the Hunter's Fury, finds one kill, but Friction's there to just clean that up. And this will be the 4th round of TSF Gaming as they try to maintain that small lead above a Rebellious Gaming.
My ult's not ready.
Yeah, definitely. I think TSF Gaming, they looked really strong at the start, but this retake looking a bit iffy. Even though they were able to take the round for themselves with the man advantage, they made a small mistake here, which I hope doesn't come back in the next few rounds, because I do think Rebellious can make them pay. Having said that, the round win at the end is what really, really matters. And now 4-2 for TSF Gaming. They're looking to just push their advantage home. They are on the defense side, and we do favor Ascent for defense more, so they need to make sure that they have a lead. What I want to talk to you about, Apple, is Bianchi. This guy, he was one of the mainstays in the TSF roster in Series 1, mostly subbed out in Series 2. Now coming back, one of the top fraggers on the team, trying to prove that fact that he deserves his place in the roster.
It seems like Buster and Venom has something against each other, just killing. Oh my goodness, it's almost like they're looking for one another. They're constantly at the same spots, and they're just having these duels. Sometimes Buster comes on top, sometimes Venom comes on top. But that is going to be TSF Gaming with only 3 members standing. SANE Rebellious Gaming looking a little bit strong here. And Buster's fragging out of his mind. But the fact that he is such a good player and someone that Rebellious Gaming could potentially rely on, I would like to see that they keep him alive a little bit longer in rounds. But Bianchi and Slots both picking up these kills at the same time just puts them up ahead. And it's all down to Tchaikovsky.
You should run.
To just work with his Omen and figure out how they will pull this off as a 2-man. Now Khan finds the kill on Bianchi. There it is. It's a very even matchup. The defenders are rotating, and Khan is on site. He's going to plant that spike, leaving the Sova in mid-area. Now, I don't like this distance too much between the last 2 members of Rebellious Gaming. Khan has switched up his position, and Slots is on site. I have a feeling that not everyone realizes where each other is, but Friction finds the kill onto Khan. It's all down to Tchaikovsky as he finds the kill onto Friction. 1v1 situation. Slots is put in a tough spot. Takes down the recon bolt. Hunter's Fury is not going to tag him as he jukes for his life. Time is ticking. Not much left on the clock. But Slot, he's going to wait and finds the triple kill onto Tchaikovsky. Chains him down, and he's going to go for this defuse. Does he have the time? Easily 1.62 seconds to spare.
That was an amazing play by Slots. Like, the fact that he's able to juke every single shot like that, just moving left and right, putting his dancing shoes on, and then just playing it really safe, playing it really patient towards the end, knowing that Tchaikovsky is likely come to peek him. I would say on the side of Tchaikovsky though, I like the fact that he pushes up right here. I like the fact that he uses shock dart. I would wait right here. I would not go for the peek. I would wait, listen for the diffuse audio cue coming out, and once you hear the diffuse audio cue, you can go for it because the spike is planted. You are on the attacking side, so it's like the time sort of advantage is on your side. Tchaikovsky peaking a bit too early and Sloss taking advantage of that, making it 5-2 for TSF.
TSF Gaming. They looked a little bit shaky there when SANE REBELLIOUS Gaming took 2 rounds. But it seems like they are proving to be a little bit more consistent here. And, you know, consistency throughout the game. Your opponents will take the time to read into your movements, into your plans. And you ultimately have to keep on your toes and figure out ways to combat that. But Clone's going to find friction there in market. And TSF Gaming losing 1. But Bianchi finds Khan. And Bianchi, now that he's in the roster, it's almost like he's trying to prove himself. Keep me here. I don't want to be benched. And Slots takes down Clone. Rebellious Gaming finds himself in the tough spot once again. But Tchaikovsky chimes in, so does Bianchi. So back and forth, it's 1 for 1 for 1 for 1. And Strokey takes down Slots. Bianchi, Buster, 1v1 situation again. And that's going to be a double for Buster as he finds the 3rd round for Rebellious Gaming. And then that was pretty funny, CA. It's almost, it's 1 for 1 for 1. You never see a quick multi-kill. That just shows you how even and how similar the playstyle is between both these teams. It's almost like, oh, okay, I've figured out what their plan is, so I'm going to come here and kill them. But the opponent is like, yeah, I know you're going to be there, so I'm going to kill you, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to kill you.
Definitely, I think both the teams very evenly stacked, but right now, I feel like the star players for either teams, it's TSF coming out on top because while Buster is performing out of his mind, Venom and Bianchi, the surprise player, performing really, really well. I think that's why TSF Gaming have that lead. But Clone, the exact player I've been talking about who needs to step up, finds the first 2 kills for himself. SANE REBELLIOUS looking to move in.
What? The frenzy!
Sam is just on a frenzy with that frenzy. Gets 2 headshot kills, makes it 3v3. Sam, as you mentioned, the in-game leader, the captain, just leading the charge for TSF, making them look so much more consistent than Rebellious. Even though the teams are even, is TSF with that score lead. Now just looking to hold it down. Clone gets 1 more, but 3-2 for TSF, and Rebellious just stuck in that A-long corner.
Caution here.
Wow, you know, we were talking so much about the frenzy yesterday. Another player, he does play with the frenzy, and we were thinking, who else does? And the answer is Sam. Sam is that other player with the frenzy, knows how to make it work. But this is going to be Strokey, last man standing, and Friction finds the kill. Thrifty round for TSF Gaming.
So I actually didn't notice perfectly, but Clone killed himself with the showstopper in that round. So definitely stepping down from what I was expecting. He got the first 2 kills. I was expecting him to pop off, but in the middle of the round, he ends up killing himself with the showstopper.
I was a bit confused. I was like, where was Clone?
Yeah, so definitely not working out. But TSF getting that thrifty round, moving on to 6 points, so huge for them. The fact that they're able to just now every single round that they get after this is an absolutely free round. And what I really like about their composition is the fact that they brought in this Killjoy, because I think Killjoy and Ascent, even on attack, is so good. Once you have the ultimate, you can push into either side and just take over. Buster, see, even though he's able to get the entry frag every single time, it's as you mentioned, I think he's one of the more consistent players on Rebellious, and he needs to be alive for the team to take rounds. But since he's not alive, the rest of the team trying to step up. A Venom getting the headshot, getting a kill, looking to move in 3v3 right now, and Clone getting tagged by that turret, not able to fight it exactly. Spike will get planted though, and it's even numbers. It's up to Rebellious to hold down with proper post-plant positions.
Indeed, I really like Venom on the Reyna. We have seen him play a couple of different agents, but this best suits his playstyle. He is mindlessly aggressive. He does kind of like his own thing. But that's going to be a spray there from Friction. Looking for a kill! And that's going to be a triple! Friction! How do you do things like that? Friction just steps out of nowhere, time and time again, and picks up these brilliant kills that are so advantageous for TSF Gaming. And that was evidence of Friction's contribution to the team. Oh my goodness, great kill. He knew they were there, he had that info, but the spray, it's either he's just that good or he was lucky, but you see it, the spray, he sprays, and the third, Tchaikovsky, just emerges from the dark cover at the right time and he just switches his target. Brilliantly done. But that's going to keep TSF Gaming in the running with 4 rounds over SANE Rebellious Gaming. And for you guys who are wondering, hey, what does TSF stand for? What does TSF stand for? It is short for T-Spawn X Fidato Gaming. Now, what is that about? What? Venom is picking up 2 kills out of nowhere. 3v3 situation. Sam finds a kill with that grenade. Could barely speak about anything else as TSF Gaming just kicks it off with a bang. So many of these rounds have been slow, but this one in particular is just really quick. And Tchaikovsky here just gonna lay down the dart. But yes, T-Spawn X Fidato Gaming, what that means is, from how they explained it to me, was that it's in cyber cafes, and they're kind of like long-term friends. They play at these cyber cafes, and it's like a merge of both of them. So, you know, these guys are a bunch of friends. They have a lot of experience in FPS gaming. So TSF, it is short for T-Spawn X Fidato Gaming, CA.
Yeah, definitely. Like, TSF, like, this is what I mean. Like, I think in that area when Friction was able to get that spam, I don't think it was luck. I think definitely a small bit of luck involved, but I think it's communication. It's as you mentioned, these friends sort of, they just know each other so well because you saw like a couple of them moving in from heaven and letting Friction know that the most likely position the rest of the enemy is in A long. He's able to find the spam, get the kills. But right now, Rebellious looking to answer back, but still 2v1 in the favor of TSF. Sam and Slots looking to make it 8-3, but Karn gets one, looking to ult the way and plant this bomb at A. He will have enough time. Can he do it? Has to take down Cherry. 4 seconds left. He should have barely enough time right now. We're just about 20 to 30 milliseconds. Gets the bomb planted. Now he'll have to defend versus Slots. That was some real amazing play by Karn to be able to sort of time that ultimate 2 down to the T and with just milliseconds left get the spike planted.
Indeed, and Khan does change his position. Now Slots has to figure out where he's coming from. Does have a pretty good idea, looking in the right direction, but looks away at the wrong time, and that's going to be a triple kill clutch for Khan. Really well played there, Rebellious Gaming. So, you know, bouncing back, and it almost feels like we will see a distinction between both games once the second half happens. In this first half, TSF Gaming doing really well on the side of defense, but Rebellious Gaming here on attack struggling just a little bit. But, you know, we get to see if they will bring the scoreline 5-7, which will buy enough time for them if they do want to come back on the other side. So last round before the swap, and Bianchi with 11 kills, Buster with 14, leading at the top for their teams. Bianchi is happy to be back, happy to be playing.
Nowhere to run!
This is amazing to see for me personally because Bianchi, like, the fact that he's just able to step into the team instantly and get rolling, that's huge for them. But now Buster, once again, the entry fragger takes one down, but gets taken down, and then Venom with one more. Venom absolutely popping off today. I really do like the way Buster is being aggressive, but I do think he needs more backup from his team to be able to pop off. Sam using the showstopper, getting another, and Venom with the third. TSF looking to make it 8-4 and have a humongous lead going into the second half of this map in this last round in their defensive phase.
Khan left to fend for himself, but that's going to be Friction finishing him off. 8-4. We end the first half, and it will be a side swap. This time, TSF Gaming in attack and SANE Rebellious Gaming on the side of defense. Now, this last round, Venom picking up a 3K was ultimately the turning point, allowing TSF Gaming to grab that last round for themselves.
Yeah, like his positioning is something I really appreciate. He keeps changing it up. In the round before that, they went for the paranoia through B short play, Venom being really aggressive and he was able to find the 2K. Then he moved from B all the way to A and just waiting in a very safe position, covering the A long angle, waiting for people to come through. There he gets 3K for himself. So the fact that he's so adaptable within the team is something I think is really important for TSF, because as I was talking about earlier, the identity for TSF is what is in question. Now that they're showing that they're able to work better as a team with Venom, I think they're a completely different beast to try to match.
Indeed, TSF Gaming, they are no strangers to the lower bracket, and I don't mean that as in shade. They have fought really hard in Series 1. They were there for most of the time. You only happen to see them on stream in the quarterfinals last series. So TSF, they know how it's like to play hard and to really work for their success. Now, Clone does fine. First kill, Venom there, picks up Buster. 1-for-1 trade. And pistol rounds is all about accuracy, how fast you are. Now, TSF Gaming, they usually stick really close to one another when going for a site. But now we can see that Venom is pretty much going to be that lurker, the lone man. And being on that Reyna, it gives him the power to do that. But Venom gets met with the raise, finds the kill on the Clone. And that just puts Rebellious Gaming in such a disadvantage as TSF Gaming. They're swarming around, but it's not going to be A site they're pushing for. They're going
30 seconds
for
left.
B site. Now Venom still looking. He's going to be in the back lines. Let's shift our focus here. And there's going to be Tchaikovsky with the defense. Finds a double kill. This is going to be massive. That's a triple. And the last man standing is Venom. All of that hard work for no use, as TSF Gaming kind of dropped the ball there. Only 10 seconds left on the clock.
Left.
I doubt he get the plant. Strokey finds the last kill. And Rebellious Gaming coming out on top in this second half.
Tchaikovsky there, absolutely brilliant. A little left, a little right with that pistol, just getting them headshot after headshot, just juking and like keeping the other team confused. I think a bit of breakdown in terms of communication though, because the fact that he was able to find 3 members all walking into him like that, not great. But his accuracy, as you mentioned, that's what all the pistol round is about. It's about making sure that you're the first to the trigger, you're the first to the head, and you're able to get that kill. Now 8-5, Rebellious Gaming looking to push back. They won the pistol round for themselves. We do know that Ascent is slightly easier playing on the defensive side, so Rebellious Gaming, they definitely can make a comeback, looking to do just that. Khan getting the opening kill. Clone though playing really aggressive, gets taken down by Slots. 4v4 right now for both teams.
This is an eco round for TSF Gaming, so they're gonna take this one slow. And Clone just dying there. I'm pretty sure Slots did pick up that Spectre, and yes, he did. Now TSF Gaming, they do have one man that isn't as healthy. They could still try to strategically go for a plant. Now Khan here, he will be watching B, but it seems like attention has been shifted closer to the right side of the map. And this is going to be Friction here with Bianchi, looking for that opportunity to get onto A site. Now, Strokey, he does get hit with the paranoia. And in comes Bianchi, spots him, who's going to get the kill. Strokey manages to come out on top of that. Tchaikovsky finds a kill for himself. That's going to be a double. Just very consistent there, Tchaikovsky on the side of defense. Friction finds one. That's going to be the second. It's a 1v2. And Friction could just retrieve this gun. It's going to go for that reload. And this is tough, as both the last 2 members of Rebellious Gaming, they are on top of the spike. So TSF Gaming, this is not as well played as the previous rounds, but Rebellious Gaming just hovering over it. But hey, you know, eco round for the attackers, and Friction, he did get blinded. Still gonna go for the challenge, but Buster's there, cleans that up. 8-6. This is a close one. I can't begin to think how the subsequent maps are going to go, because this here on Ascent, this is one of the closer games that we have had in this quarterfinals.
Definitely. I think TSF though, losing the first 2 rounds is completely fine. I think what they need to do is sort of clean up their strategy a little bit, because you see the way Tchaikovsky is able to hold down the site. The usual Cypher player now on the Sova is still doing just as well holding down a site. What TSF I would like to see is use the Reyna, use the Lear to get mid control, and then move on from there. Once you're able to get mid control with the help of the Reyna, you just can sort of go in any site, and if you're able to get any pick-offs or gunfights in mid, that just sort of enables the Reyna just so much better. TSF, they're doing that, but instead with the help of the Omen dart covers, now moving into mid and looking to get a pick of sorts before they commit to any site in particular.
Slots just waiting for the right opportunity in mid. And if you can see that Rebellious Gaming, you know, they're a little bit more defensive on the side of B. And on A are just a little bit more offensive. But Buster could actually circle around if he does want to. But we do see some dark covers being thrown out from the side of TSF Gaming, making it seem like they are going for the A side. And that's Friction taking out Strokey. The rotation comes in, but this is what you call mind games. Friction creating all that noise in A, but the plant was actually going to be for B. Slots and Sam both find kills for themselves, and this just put Rebellious Gaming in a tough spot. TSF Gaming, they figured out how to play around getting the spike plant off. That's just amazing. I really, really like that.
Yeah, definitely. This is what I wanted to see from TSF, sort of utilize the creativity, and it's only possible if you take mid control the way they do, because then you have the opportunity to move into B immediately, the way Slots and Venom did. So really, like, nice to see TSF adapting. Now the ball is in Rebellious's court. It's okay that they lose this round because they won the first two. They have to start pulling it back in the next round, though. Buster, just the one alive, looking to save his Vandal. For Rebellious, it's sort of just maintaining their positions and not losing the gunfights anymore. They don't really have to be creative with the way they are. They can look to be aggressive if they choose to, but they can just as easily just step back and let the TSF come to them, not go for the greedy peaks, not go for the unnecessary gunfights, and just let the timer go down. Here, the biggest reason I think Rebellious going down this round is the way Friction is able to, like, find the kill right here onto Strokey. I don't think Strokey should be in this position with the Bucky. If you're looking to get an instant one-shot with the Bucky, you can step a little further back, let them move further in. Because with just the Bucky, even if you do manage to get the kill right there in that tiny corner, you're going to end up getting taken down by their backup.
Indeed, let's just quick look at the scoreboard and we can see that the economy on the side of Rebellious Gaming is not the best, and Friction finds the first kill on Khan, and this just looks like Rebellious Gaming might be spiraling into a hole where it's going to be pretty hard to get yourself out of. But TSF Gaming here, going for that mid, they got the first kill. Tchaikovsky drops the Hunter's Fury, not going to find a kill, but Buster returns one onto Slots, and they might just clash with each other. You can see there's just a lot of activity happening in the middle of the map. Now Friction, very much ready, throws out the Paranoia. The spy cam dart connects from the Cypher on the side of Rebellious Gaming. Now Friction gets taken out. Strokey and Buster picking up 2 kills. It might just be massive for them, and that's going to be Strokey with the second. Only Sam, Captain, is all down to him. Pressure on his shoulders, but economy is still good for TSF. But Buster with a triple kill ends it off, and Rebellious Gaming just saving their own economy.
So right here, when Friction throws out the Paranoia, I'm really curious as to why none of his teammates peek with him. Venom is right by his side. When he throws out the Paranoia, I would really like to see Venom peek with him. Secondly, when he's taking out that dart right there, standing right there, the dart gives constant information. I'm okay with using him as bait, like him taking out the dart, forcing the other team to peek, but that's only okay if Venom is right there covering him. So if someone else is able to peek, Venom is able to get the kill. But that sort of just tiny lack of communication means a ton when the matchup is so even and Rebellious able to pull the round back. Once again, just still TSF, they've had this constant like 2-round lead throughout the map, and if they maintain that, they will just win. So Rebellious, they need to sort of put their foot on the pedal and start taking rounds back to back now.
Indeed. Rebellious Gaming, they are fighting hard. It's pretty close, I would say. Now, Ultimate almost ready for Buster. He's just gonna be lurking around A short, just defending this area. TSF Gaming, they're preparing for something, and you can see they're all just stacked up on A long. The covers are coming out. Rotation might just come in, but they do have Slots coming through mid, might find a backstab kill, and that's Tchaikovsky. He might be the prey, but Clone and Sam will find 1 kill for each other, and Venom picks up Clone. That's going to be Rebellious Gaming with only 3 left. Now, the spike has yet to be planted. TSF Gaming, Khan, spray. Is it gonna connect? 1-for-1 trade. And Rebellious Gaming still in a tough spot. It's all down to Tchaikovsky with 17 HP. The spike has been planted, and I think this round is for TSF Gaming. They're spread out very nicely, but Tchaikovsky finds slots. That's gonna be one. Tchaikovsky looking for the second. Just gonna throw the shock dart, and he finds the second. This might just be possible. Tchaikovsky defying the odds as he moves in inches closer, but Friction will find the last kill. That was extremely well played by Tchaikovsky, and Friction just had the patience and it ultimately came out on top. But that was very close for comfort. Double digits for TSF Gaming with 10 rounds for themselves.
Koski looking absolutely brilliant this map, I should say, because the way he's able to like almost clutch through multiple rounds. He previously also did get that multi-kill just holding one position, so he's definitely one of the players who's stepping up on the side of Rebellious. But on the side of TSF, the entire team seems to be stepping up in the way they switch strategies. Last time they slowed it down a bit in the start, but when they committed to A, they went really fast, using the dark covers to cover off corners and getting the spike planted and getting into their post-plant positions really quick. Now you see them switch it up once again, putting the dark cover in mid as they look to take control. Eco round for Rebellious, but Buster with that Sheriff gets the one tap onto Sam, making it 5v4 in their favor.
Taking it slow. That's gonna be Slots. Finds Khan. Takes him out, and 1-for-1 trade. But Buster chimes in, takes down Bianchi, who has been doing really well in this match. And Friction onto A shot. But Buster here pops to run it back, and he's looking for the backstab, but Venom's quick to take him out. And he's just gonna reposition and look for that Phoenix. Now Tchaikovsky meanwhile picks up a kill, but Venom here just with Friction. 2v2 situation. The spike has been dropped. This is going to be a tricky one. We do see a little camper there by the spike. Just one step at a time as Venom waits for Friction to meet up with him. And there it is, the teleport. Venom finds one, and this just looks like it's over for Rebellious Gaming. Venom picks up the spike, but it's only 13 seconds. Buster's doing the right thing. He's wasting time, and he picks up the kill on Venom. Buster with the 4K, he clutches that. Playing with time. Rebellious Gaming. Oh my goodness. What a play.
Patience is the name of the game, and Buster, he's got a ton of it, showcases his ability to just stay calm and wait it out, and the fact that he's able to win the gunfights towards the end makes it even better for them. Buster with that clutch, making it 10-8 for Rebellious Gaming. Rebellious Gaming, they look so good in terms of pulling it back when you think they're just done and dusted. They just need to be a bit more consistent with that, because this is the lower bracket, like quarterfinals. This is the point of the game where like you sort of have to step up because you're in the top 8, like top 10 half of the tournament where every team is so good. Now you see the Killjoy ultimate coming out, and this is what I was talking about earlier. You can pop it in the entrance to A long or the entrance to B and just get basically side control on the basis of that. But TSF Gaming, they've already lost man. This is their eco round, now looking to pull it back. 5 versus 4, Sam really low, and the Killjoy ultimate will not find anybody as Rebellious is holding down the site really well.
Indeed, you know, equal rounds. I'm pretty much guessing why Sam didn't use his ultimate that round as well. But Friction, last man standing. I mean, if he could just pick up one kill, it would mean everything. B site is free, but we do have Tchaikovsky on duty watching mid. But Friction drops the dark cover, and looks like he might just challenge this. Look for a kill, maybe a plant. But 35 seconds left on the clock. Comes out and spots the dart, and there it is, shoots for his life, jumps away, 10 HP, Tchaikovsky might just take him out. But that's going to be another dart cover, and he's still pushing it. Recon Bolt reveals him, but that's going to be flawless for Rebellious Gaming. 10-9, Rebellious Gaming is just inching their way closer into meeting up with TSF Gaming on the scoreline. We could actually go into overtime as well, but all this back and forth, it's extremely exhilarating here, CA.
Definitely, like this round means everything for both teams because for TSF, it's a chance to once again take that 2-round lead, and for Rebellious, it's a chance to pull it back, make it even in the bye round for both. Venom with 20 kills on top of the frag chart for TSF. It's time for him to just step up and dominate the other team right now. You see, they've completely switched it up, leaving the Killjoy as the lurker down on A while the rest of their team moves towards B. The showstopper, I believe, was thrown out by Clone, did not find any damage on anybody just yet. But you see, TSF, they're just switching it up now, looking to maybe move on to B and then look to take control of A. Well, I think what they really need to do right now is try to push towards mid, because you see, you just got a glance right there that the B side door was closed, and that sort of denies rotations from the defenders on the B side to be able to do the same. Instead though, they're choosing to commit to B. Venom with that opening kill, they will look to push in just about now.
Friction just setting up the dark covers, shows up the paranoia. Khan's gonna respond. And Rebellious Gaming, defense a little bit shaken. Now they've created all this noise in B and going for that rotate onto A. And TSF Gaming, they realize like, hey, we gotta put our foot down, we gotta make this work. But Buster finds Bianchi, who was trying to backstab him. And Buster is that man that you've gotta take down because he's pretty much, you know, finding these opportunities for Rebellious Gaming at this point. Now Venom doesn't manage to take him out, but Slots does get a kill of his own. And it seems like the spike will go for a rotate in the end as Sam takes out Saikovsky, securing a potential plant at B. Friction just transporting the spike there. 13 seconds left on the clock. Now this is Sam.
10 seconds left.
Ready with the showstopper. He's gonna try and look for a kill. Fires it. Not gonna connect with anybody there, but TSF Gaming, 4 men left standing. They get this round for themselves. But I like the way that TSF is ooh, Slots finds a kill onto Strokey. He had no reason camping there. Rebellious Gaming, they're looking for the save and they're staying around A side. But Strokey just coming out looking for a kill. Buster might find him, but TSF Gaming playing the mind game is going to be setting it up, then rotating to A, realizing that hey, Sam just got more kills on B. It's so much safer to get it planted there. This kind of teamwork and how team-oriented they are moving as a unit in attack, that is why TSF Gaming is particularly strong. It's because they're able to pull off plans as a whole, and it's really evident, it's understandable. The thing is, they might run a risk of Rebellious Gaming being able to read into their actions if they do that a bit too much.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that sort of adaptability during the round in itself is what really matters for them, because like the way they started off at B, they get a kill at B, and then they instantly rotate to A. As you said, making the noise at B, rotating to A. When they see that the A is a bit stacked up and they see Sam sort of being able to take control of the entryways into B, they once again rotate to B, showcasing a level of communication, particularly from Sam. Even though he's playing the Raze, the fact that he's able to just sort of call the shots, make sure that his team understands what is going on throughout them is absolutely huge. As I was saying, Sam once again with a kill onto his clone, and is able to make it 5 versus 4 right now for TSF Gaming. Karn though holding the operator, making it 4v4, but TSF once again with the bamboozle, switching all the way to A.
No charges left.
Now TSF Gaming, seems like Rebellious Gaming kind of got an idea of what they're doing, but Bianchi's gonna find Buster, and this means a lot for the side of defense. Bianchi just tosses out their recon bolt, spots out the Cypher, manages to just slip away. And there is the Hunter's Fury. First shot not gonna connect. Second shot unfortunately doesn't, and so does the third. But he does have 2 shock darts. Now Spike is ticking, and it's all down to the last 3 members. They've got to be watching all angles, and this is what I don't understand. Strokey there finds a kill. Venom picks up Khan. Friction takes out Strokey, but Venom is there to clean it up. Back and forth once again, but that's going to be match point for TSF Gaming as Venom secures that very nicely on that Reyna.
Yeah, Venom, top of the kill charts for TSF, looking really good. I think a point you mentioned really important, like the way TSF just sort of positions themselves in post-plant really important. You see Venom just holding down one angle, believing in his teammates to hold down the rafters, but as soon as they get information that there are a couple people on rafters, as soon as Venom gets that kill onto Karn, moving into his own angle, he's able to switch it up and get the kills. This is something that I think I've been personally lacking from the side of TSF. Like, while the communication between the four like older members of TSF still exists, that communication with Venom is something that is new and just makes them so much better. Bianchi now with that opening kill, TSF on their match point, looking to move on to the next map.
Bianchi got busted by his toe there, and he's going to find Strokey as well. This is a double kill. Will he be the key component to securing this map number 1 for themselves? Saikovsky chimes in, picks up Sam, and Bianchi waiting for the right time as he takes out Saikovsky. That's going to be a triple for Bianchi. He could look for the ace, but Clone is there to stop the rampage. 3v2, Rebellious Gaming, they have everything on the line if they want to secure map 1. They're just so close to it. But TSF Gaming just overall a little bit more consistent. Venom here finds one. He's just going to reposition himself, and that's going to be Slots wrapping it up. 13-9, and map 1 on Ascent goes over to TSF Gaming.
Yeah, 13-9. It was an extremely close match for both teams, but TSF just the more consistent. Even though Buster and Venom, I think they were really close in terms of frags, the rest of TSF much more sort of in line with the team getting much more kills, communicating much more than Rebellious. Rebellious, they really need to like start cleaning that up, because while they're a really good team, they need to be better than really good to beat the third place team from Series 1. They need to be even better in terms of what they're able to pull off. Buster, as I said, 25 kills, he's still on top, still getting the MVP. So they definitely do have the caliber, they have the medal. They just have to improve as like their team strategy and communication as a whole.
Oh my goodness, Buster played out of his mind. Even though Rebellious Gaming didn't take that win, he was still at the top of the board, and just behind him was Venom, who played really well. And I love the Reyna pick. You know, it just suits his play style, and he did amazing for TSF Gaming, especially picking up that round for the match point. Now let's move into AMD's Relive the Moment as we look at the highlights of what went down and talk a little bit more about SANE Rebellious Gaming and TSF Gaming.
Yeah, so I think the round, it started off with like both teams being very calm, very calculated. What do you expect from both teams? Because we talked about how both the teams are sort of, their playstyle is sort of depending on each other for like being like that optimal team, gaining optimal team play through communication. And the way it started, it seemed like both the teams understood that. But in the middle of the map, it just went all chaos as the fraggers like Venom and Sam and Buster, they just started popping off. Every single team getting kill for each other. And I think in that part of the like chaotic situation is where TSF came out on top, because of the way they are able to sort of understand each other, cover each other's back. It's something that you can only develop after years of experience with playing with each other, and that's something Rebellious, they just don't have the edge in.
Oh, for sure. TSF Gaming, they're filled with members who are very experienced. You know, they have all that rich history in FPS gaming. So the fact that, you know, basics, they have that down, it's just up to them to figure out what is our strategy. And I do feel that when TSF Gaming was on the side of defense in the first half, Rebellious Gaming was on attack, we didn't see much plans or mind games coming out from the side of Rebellious Gaming. It was almost like they had their eyes set on a particular site, and if they wanted to go for it, they're going to force it. Whereas TSF Gaming on attack, they didn't force it. So there is a little bit of a gap there, and Rebellious Gaming, on the side of defense, they definitely played better. They were more quick, they realized what was happening. I just do feel that TSF Gaming overall were more consistent. And Rebellious Gaming, they are very talented. They are a really strong team as well. It's just, you know, they've got to work on their consistency, and the point that you mentioned where they have to watch each other's backs and reposition themselves, whether it's post-plant or they're defending their side of the map.
Yeah, for Rebellious, it just sort of feels like Rebellious, he's on a whole different plane, not just in terms of gameplay, but also in terms of what he's thinking. Because you see, like, Buster, like, he's able to switch it up, he's able to go different sides. Sometimes he's the really aggressive entry fragger. Sometimes he's holding back and waiting for the other team. But like the whole of Rebellious not doing so, as you mentioned, right? Like they weren't like TSF and they were looking to take mid control, looking to find picks and then looking to move. They were more of the brute force kind of team. And while brute force is not necessarily a bad strategy, it's just not a good enough strategy against a top team like TSF who are able to withstand that force and just absorb it and put it back at you. So that's what TSF have always been good at. They've just been really good at the way they just hold things. In Series 1, we used to talk so much about the way they use the Sage Wall reactively, the way they use the Raise grenades reactively. So you do not want to give TSF a chance to react. You want to keep them constantly guessing and just sort of play those mind games with them where they're just like not sure of whether or not their reactions are working properly. Once that confusion builds in the team, I think that's when Rebellious can strike.
Indeed, and this first map was actually picked by Rebellious Gaming, but unfortunately, they didn't quite get the win. But congratulations to TSF Gaming for getting map number 1. And remember, guys, this is a best of 3. This is the quarterfinals, the lower brackets. So we will be preparing for map number 2. If you are enjoying this stream and you want to keep up with all of the matches that we will be streaming on this channel, do like, subscribe, and click that bell icon just to get those notifications, and follow our socials. Links are in the description. There are also shopping links there, so you can get stuff to just amp up your setup. And without further ado, we'll just sit back, relax, and we will go and prep for map number 2. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned.
glorious battle begin. Geared up for victory. LG Ultragear Gaming Monitor.
I never want to make compromises when I play. I need every FPS I can take to perform at my peak. For myself, for my team, as well as for my viewers. Streaming always used to present me with a choice, either FPS or stream quality. I no longer have to make that decision thanks to AMD's 3rd generation Ryzen processors. Now my viewers get to see my gameplay smoothly. Ever since joining the team in 2018, AMD's partnership with Fnatic has given us the latest computer tech to help our performance. 3rd generation Ryzen is now the pinnacle of multi-threaded processor performance, and it's a big step up from everything else I've used before. AMD have listened to our feedback to make sure they make the best products possible so that we can simultaneously play as well as stream at the best setting. That's why I use AMD's 3rd generation Ryzen processors.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the LG Ultragear TEC Challenger Series 2, powered by AMD, and our media partner is AFK Gaming. And now we are back with map number 2 between SANE REBELLIOUS Gaming versus TSF Gaming. So let's move into the map screen. And earlier we saw TSF Gaming take map number 1 on Ascent for themselves. And this time, map number 2, it will be Bind, and we have Haven for map number 3 if we do go into it. So what are your thoughts, CA? How do you think both these teams are going to approach map 2?
So I think the way both the teams are sort of looking at map 2 is very different from like how many other teams would look in the series, because both Ascent and Bind I think is very comfortable for both TSF and Rebellious. So even though this is the away map for Rebellious, I think they stand a strong chance to come back. We've seen them on Bind before. They put up a really strong fight against Exili on the same map when I believe it was their home map. So what I want to see from them is Buster. He's on point. Like the things he's doing exactly right. I want to see more support for Buster. I really want to see Clone step up, because I really do feel that if Clone is able to even match the way Buster is playing right now, Rebellious would just run away with the game. But in terms of overall gameplay, it's going to be down to basically what TSF choose to do. You see the Cypher back for the TSFs. I'm really curious to see what their roster is going to be like. And for Rebellious though, you see the Reyna back in the lineup with the Raze. So that's really cool.
Alright, so map number 1 was picked by SANE REBELLIOUS Gaming, which was Ascent, and TSF Gaming took that for themselves. Now Bind was picked by TSF Gaming, and you know, it by right it should be TSF Gaming coming out on top. So TSF, here they are. Just Sam here with the pistols, and pistol round, you know, it's all about accuracy, all about aim, and it ultimately kind of sets the pace for you and your team. We can see that Venom will be on that Reyna once again. So, you know, we just saw the strength of Venom on Reyna, the fact that he can just go all out aggressive, he can do what he like, and he can look for those frags. He was second on the scoreboard, and first was Official Buster. So Venom is the a key component in fragging for TSF Gaming. As for SANE REBELLIOUS Gaming, yes, I do like what you mentioned about how Buster should definitely you know, look to be a little bit more calculative, not play with his life and go for one-for-one trades, but instead, you know, try to be alive as long as possible, just so that Rebellious Gaming can utilize his potential.
Yeah, definitely. So like it's basically about getting max value for the player who is like at the top of his game. But it's Strokey on the Phoenix this time, getting a kill. Bianchi though on that Cypher, getting a couple more. Buster answering back. Buster with another. Buster switching to the Omen this match, and maybe that sort of agent switch will enable that more controlled playstyle that we want to see for him, no longer playing an agent that can be used as an entry fragger. So definitely really cool to see that from Buster. But now Slots on the kill right, just trying to hold this site down. The spike is planted for TSF, just looking to pick up round 1 for themselves, but with the man advantage, Rebellious looking really aggressive, but lining up right there for slots. He gets one, Samirakunji gets another, and now TSF with the man advantage. Beautiful close plant position, just playing very defensive, holding their angles very, very well. They should be able to take down Saikovsky right here and get round 1 for themselves.
And that slots there, picking up the last kill, and the way TSF Gaming played that first pistol round was absolutely brilliant. They put Venom and 2 other members on the side of B just to get some frags, you know, just to go there and create the ruckus. But Slots and Sam, they stayed so close to A and went for the plant there instead. And I love how they spread themselves out so they could potentially, you know, get Rebellious Gaming caught in the crossfire, but both of them picking up a kill each and leaving it down to just Saikovsky and then just taking him out here. Very well played. I don't think we've ever seen a pistol round as calculated as that, so yeah, I'm gonna be honest.
Placing swarm grenade.
It just shows the caliber of this team. Now using that swarm grenade to clear out that cubby, beautiful usage of the Killjoy. The fact that they're able to use the Cypher Killjoy combo so well on attack is so humongous, because once it gets to defense, that combo is like a completely different beast in that duo in itself. Now Venom, Bianchi both getting a kill each, buy round for TSF, and looking much better than their buy round did in the first map. Not actually dropping kills will mean that they're very happy with the way this round is going. Sorry.
Indeed. Buster will be looking for that opportunity along with his
Spike
Cypher.
planted.
And Buster this time on the Omen, I don't know how I feel about that. We have seen him pick up a lot of different agents, but you know, it might be just one of those Buster things. Still an extremely great player. They're going to use the teleporter, and Venom's there to greet them, but Saikovsky taps him down. Bianchi finds the kill onto Buster, and Saikovsky 4 HP, and Bianchi picks up that 3rd kill for himself. So there's a lot of changing up of agents here on both sides. And, you know, we did speak about how they're very similar in terms of, you know, being versatile, being very team-oriented, and basically figuring out what it is that they want to do. But TSF Gaming, I really like their strategy. They have the clearest movement and rotations. You understand that TSF Gaming is moving purely on the information that they get. And, you know, they're putting 1 and 1 together. If we kill this many people on B, that means they would rotate from A. So that leaves A free. And I'm going to go to A. They're thinking this way. They're trying to think a step ahead of Rebellious Gaming. And that is exactly what you need to have the upper hand. And if you mix in a little bit of unpredictability there, you know, they pretty much will have everything down as a really, really strong team.
Yeah, definitely. Like, it's basically like game theory 101, like sort of predicting that tree where like your opponent, like predicting the opponent's decision and then basing your decisions on the basis of that to make sure that you're essentially always ahead of your opponent. But this is the buy
like
round.
Controlling them in a sense, right?
Yeah, definitely. That's exactly how it is. But now on this buy round, you see Clone playing a very defensive role. Does not actually spam when the Reyna Lear comes out, means Venom will just easily be able to take him down. Still 4v4 though, because Rebellious did get a kill back for themselves, and Rebellious, they need to answer back right now. Buster on that Omen, getting another. Buster looking to move out and reposition himself. Will be able to do so, does not get caught. Spike is still not planted, and you see TSF dropping like flies as Saikovsky getting 2 and Karn getting another. I mean, Rebellious is able to answer back, and TSF go down, making it 2v1. The fact that Rebellious get this buy round win is so important for them, because losing this round would mean that they have an economic disadvantage in their defensive side of their home map. Basically the most favored position they can be in.
Now TSF Gaming, they did try to mix that unpredictability there. They went for a full-on push, but Saikovsky was just too quick, picking up multiple frags there, just stopping them on the side of defense. And TSF Gaming gotta be a little bit smarter than that. You know, I do admire them for that attempt at a quick play, but it definitely looked like something that they weren't used to. Now Friction, Buster, Strokey all find kills. TSF Gaming going for the eco. Bianchi finds the headshot, and there it is. He tries again, spams it. 45 HP. Saikovsky finds another kill, and Bianchi is the last man standing. Eco round for TSF. pretty sure that they want this to end off really quick. But he is going to circle around and might just meet his clone here. Tchaikovsky not expecting that. Bianchi takes him out. And that's going to be 2-2. Rebellious Gaming and TSF.
Yeah, TSF, like, this was the eco round, so they won't be as disappointed with the fact that they dropped a round. And more importantly, given the way their composition works with the Cypher Killjoy, for them, this attacking phase is just about trying to stay up to even as much as possible. On the other hand, for Rebellious though, they're one map down. This is their home map, so being on the defensive side, in Bind especially, where like, it's just that little bit easier to defend than to attack, given the long corridors which enable rotation. So for Rebellious, it's about getting an advantage in this first half to make sure that TSF is not able to utilize that Cypher Killjoy combo for the full of potential. Now Venom, he has his ultimate and so does Bianchi on the Cypher, so I'm looking to them to try to get some picks and then go off on the basis of that, maybe use the neural theft to like force out a rotation and then make a commitment to a site.
There's a lot on the line for both these teams because they are in the lower bracket, and this is the last chance that they have to stay into the competition and to ultimately, you know, make it into the top spots. We have a huge prize pool, and we see both these teams just battling out. They want that. They know what their goal is. Now, TSF Gaming, Venom is shot down to pretty low health, but Friction on the Brimstone this time. He was Omen previously. The controller for the team just gonna drop that Stim Beacon and smoke. Gonna just push, not gonna push just yet, but TSF Gaming and an attempt to infiltrate the B side. Now we do see there are 3 defenders.
30
What is
seconds
going
left.
to be the plan? Slots is off, lurking on the other side, but Khan finds a kill onto Sam with Buster, takes him down. That's gonna be a double for Buster. Venom finds himself being taken up by Strokey, and last man standing is Slots. TSF Gaming, they've got to do a little bit more than that to try
10
and
seconds
get
left.
the plant off, but hey, you know, Rebellious Gaming, they're doing a great job on the side of defense. And the timer is about to be up, Spike has not been planted, and this round will go over to SANE REBELLIOUS.
Yeah, like, I think Rebellious doing really well to play defensively. Almost going down.
I think Slots actually lost his life that last round. Oh no, okay.
Working even better for Rebellious, taking down Slots, not letting him save his gun whatsoever. I think what's really interesting for me is the composition for Rebellious. You don't see the Brimstone and the Omen together on one team, and the amount of smokes they have in combination with how aggressive like the Phoenix can play, I think it really enables them on attack. So I'm really interested to see how that works out, because if you do smoke an area where the Killjoy turret is covering, it sort of just suddenly enables that Killjoy useless. So it's a really interesting take on Bind to be able to use Brimstone and Omen together, and we'll have to see how they're able to do that. Now with the lead, they're looking to just push through in their favor. Operator on the Karn, the usual holders, doing really well. It's up to TSF to try to like stay as close as possible, not give them a huge lead.
Indeed, and Rebellious Gaming, you know, if you look at the team composition, it is also very defense favored. So I am guessing that Rebellious Gaming, they want to take all these rounds, as many as they can, in the first half. As for TSF, they look pretty even for me on both sides. But there it is, the Slots. He will put down the ultimate. Tchaikovsky and Sam both find kills. And Friction just one tick away from having that ultimate readily available. But we can see Sam initiate and plant that spike. Now Friction here just watching all angles, but Sam takes out Clone. And TSF, the moment they get the spike, what? Sam with the showstopper finds Khan, and Friction chimes in to take down Buster. Last man standing is Strokey, and Sam finds that kill with the nade. Oh my goodness, Sam! He has these brilliant, fantastic moments where he just picks off these kills, making it look so easy.
I know, right? I think that point is something that is so important because the ease with which he does it, it's honestly astonishing given the fact that, as we mentioned before, he's the fill player for their team. He's their captain. I think we're starting to notice this from a lot of in-game leaders. The versatility in their ability to understand every single one of their teammates' players translates also into their own play because they're able to pick up these different agents. Sam definitely one of the best IGLs in this tournament, stepping up to the mark right now.
Indeed, Sam has shown a great amount of versatility, and this is going to be Venom here. Just going to back off from Hookah. And we do see 4 members on the side of B in defense. Now Clone sprays, but Slots is going to take him out, and I think this might just be the cue for A side. Cypher is hurrying his way over, pops the spy cam, realizes, and this is Rebellious Gaming just coming in. They might take the teleport and go to B instead. What is TSF Gaming doing? This is kind of exciting for me because, you know, sometimes they don't just overcommit. They just do something else, but there it is, A shot plant. And there is going to be the spray. Venom takes out Buster, Slots find Khan. And then running back does keep Strokey safe. So he does have a second chance. Now Spike is ticking. Tchaikovsky picks up Sam. He's on the operator. Might just get multi-kills, but Bianchi takes him out. And Strokey, last man standing, takes down Bianchi. But it's a 1v3 situation. And it's going to be hard because he could potentially get caught in a crossfire. Now Strokey just moving around, looking for that opportunity. Just going to throw in that curveball. Nobody's there. I feel the stress, but Venom pops out at the right time. Headshots Strokey, and that is going to be TSF Gaming with 1 round over Rebellious.
So the way TSF played that round, absolutely brilliant, but I think it got enabled by a huge mistake from Clone because he's peeking in the Shars, right? Right behind him, his Cypher already set up a trapwire. Why are you playing aggressive through an entry point which is already held by a trapwire? You should instead be holding the other entry point where the trapwire does not exist and the team can pull through. So that sort of lack of communication or sort of aggressiveness from Clone, completely unnecessary. And I think the pressure getting to him right now because he is one of the top players of Rebellious, but he has 0 kills right now. So he's just feeling the pressure of the fact that we're in the lower bracket perhaps, needs to reset and pull it back.
Oh, indeed. Clone, I think he's probably not feeling like himself today, but you know, hey, it happens. And this is why it's so important that you have a team of really strong members. All of them will be able to step up when you're not having a great day, because it does happen. You can't expect perfection from anybody, but you know, right now Clone not performing, I think it might translate a little bit into Rebellious Gaming's gameplay, but Bianchi there first to take a kill, and Rebellious, they gotta find a way to come back from this. Somebody has to step up. One of them is Buster. They need more than that. Fiction finds Tchaikovsky, and that leaves them to only 2 members, and all 5 of TSF Gaming still well and alive, and I do believe that it was a buy round for Rebellious Gaming. So this is going to set them behind a little bit in terms of economy. Clone just lurking here now in elbow, transitioning into Hall. And he's going to find Venom, but Venom takes him out. And the last man standing, that's Buster, and he takes the head of Venom. Going for the save, and most likely looking for an exit frag only onto Venom, and that will be the 5th round for TSF Gaming.
Definitely, TSF, looking so versatile. And regarding your point, I definitely agree. I think every single player is allowed a bad day and is capable of having the same. So it's up to the team sort of, and I think this is where IGLs become so important, because not only do they contribute to the shot calling of the team, but they contribute so heavily to the mental of the team in their ability to just keep the younger players or the less experienced players in the right mindset. Tell them, hey, it's okay, you're having a bad day, just sort of calm down for a second, reset, take a deep breath, and you'll do really well because you are in general a really good player. That's what I think TSF has a huge edge over in Samurakunji, and it's starting to show a little bit right here. TSF continuously switching up the strats. Now Venom with the 2 opening kills does get answered back by Buster, but it'll still mean that TSF have the advantage.
Indeed, and Buster now, he's definitely alive a lot more. Granted that he is on a less aggressive player, but Buster sneaks into the teleporter, finds the kill on Bianchi. This is actually massive. He did pick up one before. That's gonna be the second kill, but it looks like the orbital strike. He is gonna pop the ultimate, and that's not just quick enough as Friction finds it. Perfect timing, perfect call on the side of that Brimstone. Friction does it again. And, he always has these moments. And he had one pretty amazing on Ascent now Bide. But it's all up to both of them. And, you don't want to use your ultimate on a round that you're not potentially going to win. But this is going to be the rotation coming up from Friction and Slots. TSF Gaming, they have proven that they're constantly thinking it must be Sam. I mean, he's not alive now, but he is calling and telling them, hey guys, why don't you do this? Now, instead of going for the plant, it looks like they will go for the kill, but Tchaikovsky takes down Slots. In a turn of events, the spray down to a 1v1 between Friction and Tchaikovsky. As they play out of their minds, now Friction gonna drop that stim beacon and go for the challenge. But Tchaikovsky, he's too quick, takes the headshot. He's gonna step up this time for Rebellious Gaming.
That was an amazing round. I mean, for both teams.
So good.
Yeah, the way TSF, they're able to get these two opening kills on Venom, amazing. The way Buster uses the Raze Boombot all the way from A to open the teleporter and then sneak in, amazing. And then Friction, the way he uses his ultimate, knowing that it's basically a guaranteed kill, so good. They use the teleporter after that, after they get the ult point in Belong to move over to A, but Tchaikovsky, ever the consistent player, ever the calm holder of sights, clutching through for them in the end. Just brilliant gameplay from both teams and a beautiful sight to watch as spectators. Now you see Strokey using the help of his teammates Dark Card to play really aggressive. Should spot out Bianchi here when the Dark Card goes down. Who will win the gunfight? It will be Strokey, playing real sneaky. And this is what I really like about the fact that they have two smokers. They can play really aggressive. But TSF, they took that opportunity to move all the way into B, getting a couple kills for themselves. Now 3v3 for either team. Ooh.
Indeed, and Buster chimes in, finds the kill onto Slots, and TSF Gaming here. They are having a tough time against Rebellious. This is by no means a close game at all. Last game it was, I believe, 13-9 in favor of TSF Gaming, but that showed the Rebellious Gaming they can't compete. And Tchaikovsky is going to drop that neural theft. And there it is. Does not find the second kill, unfortunately, but Friction, he's there, last man standing, and Rebellious Gaming, they do have the upper hand, and let's see how they are going to play this out.
2v1 right now for Friction. Doesn't have any smokes, doesn't have his molly, is 2 points away from his ultimate, so will not have his ultimate this round. It's basically up to him and his game sense to be able to clutch this through. Now you see the dark cover coming out from Buster to try to deny the A-short entry, but instead Friction just goes for the peak, will get taken down by Buster, and Rebellious pulling it back to 5-5. I think it's especially important they also win the next two rounds, because 7-5 is the score they need in their defensive side. If you give TSF Gaming with the Cypher Killjoy combo a 6-6 score line, I think TSF is just too comfortable in that matchup at that point.
Indeed, TSF Gaming, with the team composition, I like that point that you made. They do look strong on the side of defense. And the thing is, Rebellious Gaming, they are looking a little bit more different here on map number 2. Definitely more comfortable, even though it's not their map pick. But it seems like they kind of got TSF figured out, and they're giving them a little bit more of a tough time. And map 1 was a little bit more of a feel of their playstyle and what they are all about. So, Strokey here going aggressive and ham, but the turret just keeps shooting at him. And running back is just going to keep him safe. But, that combo with the stim beacon, we see the idea with Khan and Strokey. Rebellious Gaming, their gears are working. You can see it turning. But Bianchi will find a kill as he was the one lurking at B long, while the rest of his teammates are looking for an entry point in A. 1-for-1 trade, but TSF Gaming, majority of them will make it onto the A side as the spike goes down. But Tchaikovsky finds a kill, and Friction does get a return. Now 3v2 situation, it could be anybody's game. We saw some amazing clutches, and I'm excited to see how this pans out as Buster will go for the backstab. Both of them spread out, and they could potentially catch TSF in a crossfire here.
Yeah. Completely polar positions coming out from Buster and Strokey really important, and Buster getting the opening kill just as important. Will throw out the dark cover to close off this angle. Will mean that Strokey can step in, but that Strokey gets taken down by Venom. Still the man advantage for TSF. Strokey and Sam just holding down the site, knowing how important this win is for either team. Now Sam, he goes for the peak, gets Buster, makes it 6-5 for TSF. And TSF, they're just free rolling at this point. If they get a lead, then they will be ecstatic. If they even happen to lose the next round, they'll be completely fine with the 6-6 scoreline. Rebellious, they have to pull off an absolute miracle, not just in the next round, but in the second half as well. And they have to get really creative with the fact that they have two agents who can smoke and try to take sites with the help of that.
Indeed. I've also just kind of realized that, in the earlier rounds of this series too, TSF Gaming, they were very team-oriented, but with the new addition of Venom having to adapt so quickly to this team, we could see that it was a little bit more messy as compared to, their very tame style of playing. But it's almost like Venom fully understands them now, and they're just going really good. They're doing a good job here, but Sam is there to avenge Venom. Finds a showstopper kill plus a gun kill there. That's going to be a double, and that puts TSF Gaming immediately in a good spot. Now, they're still going to look for the rotate, going to look for the safest way to attack. You see, even though they've taken down 3 members of the board and they are clearly outnumbering Rebellious Gaming, they're still thinking about the safest way to do things. And I really like that about them. But Saikovsky is the man that kind of stops their joy. And he did take down Killjoy, so pretty explanatory. But he stops, their momentum. He's there to defend out of his mind for Rebellious Gaming. And Saikovsky and Official Buster, both of them definitely have stepped up. Now Saikovsky, here's the spike being initiated, takes out Bianchi, and this could just change things as Strokey takes down Slots. And this is what I mean. 4v2 situation, but TSF Gaming did not pull that off
30 seconds
quite
left.
properly. But Friction retrieves the spike, takes the teleporter, and that must be Sam again. Now, he's not on the map, but he's definitely making those calls. Friction, he's got to play this and approach it very slowly but precisely. Now Friction here, just moving around. He has an idea. Fight Strokey. That's going to be a kill. 1v1 between Friction and Saikovsky. We've seen this before, and Saikovsky came out on top. Will Friction get this revenge? He's playing Ring Around the Rosies with Saikovsky here, and Saikovsky raises himself. That's going to be a triple and an easy defuse. Another point for Rebellious Gaming as we end off this first half. 6-6.
Saikovsky's like, to hell with the Ring Around the Rosie. I'm gonna jump on top of the Rosie and get you out. Brilliant play by Saikovsky, even though it was 4v2. For Rebellious, Saikovsky, the way he held down Site A, just absolutely amazing. He stepped up so well this match. He was already really good on the Sova, but now that he's back on his more usual Cypher, he looks like he's on another level altogether. Making it 6-6 was definitely important for them because they could not afford the lead, but now it's still really difficult. It's a really difficult journey because you see the Cypher Killjoy, they've stacked up on A, and that makes A an almost impossible site to penetrate. So it's gonna be up to Rebellious to use the Brimstone and the Omen, use the smokes, and just sort of confuse TSF and then make a play somewhere.
Now 6-6. This is so close. SANE Rebellious Gaming, they went back to the drawing board and figured out, hey, we've got to play better. We know the strength of TSF, but we want a chance to make it over to the semifinals, and this is our last one, in fact. But Bianchi here finds the kill on Buster, and prior to that, another member has fallen outside of Rebellious Gaming. But Bianchi wins that gun battle that really lasted a little bit too long there, but Strokey lurking in the showers as Rebellious Gaming, they are now on the side of attack, but TSF Gaming, they look pretty strong on defense, and with the Cypher and Killjoy, which you pointed out about CA, TSF Gaming, they are going to be a tough one to infiltrate, especially the fact that they understand mind games, they understand what Rebellious Gaming might pull off because they're just so adept in with creativity when it comes to attack. Now Strokey, I think he spots the Killjoy there, finds the kill onto Slots in perfect timing, and that's going to be a 2v4. Spike is, however, closer to B, but you do see that the rotation isn't coming in just yet. Strokey finds the next kill onto Bianchi. He is probably coming out massive here.
30 seconds left.
Strokey just going to wait right under the tower, and it is a good spot because that does not allow Venom to quite catch him. Strokey just sneaking his way in, and Sam might be caught by surprise here. He still has the dagger in hand and turns around, picks up Sam, and that's going to be a triple. But the spike has been planted, and it seems like Brimstone has taken that teleport. It's going to be a 2v2 situation, another tough one. So close. Venom gets blinded, 32 HP. If he gets one kill, he can overheal, and it just puts them in a better spot. But Venom here finds the kill onto Strokey, a little bit too slow there from the Phoenix, and last man standing, Psykovsky, 2v1. Venom clutches this out and puts TSF in a nice spot here in the second half.
Yeah, Strokey. I mean, so when I think of Phoenix, Silent Ninja is definitely not the word that comes to mind. It's more of an explosive, just in-your-face dude. But Strokey, he adopts the role of Silent Ninja, gets 3 kills there. Trying to pull it back for his team, is not able to do so because at this point of the tournament, it's not about a one-man show. For TSF, Bianchi took down 2 kills at the start. Venom played so patiently. Not something that we necessarily could say is a characteristic trait of Venom, but showing the capability to do that is really important for him. Playing it slowly, playing it patiently, able to clean up for his team, absolutely huge, giving them the lead. And now with the Cypher, he has his trapwires, which he didn't. Last round, he didn't have all of his trapwires. He has his cages. Killjoy has her abilities. And once again, Rebellious choosing to maybe go to A. I'm not so sure about that.
Indeed, Veerbajra is usually the Cypher for TSF Gaming. You could say that he's a one-trick pony, but, in terms of Valorant, that is not a bad thing at all. In fact, it can be a huge advantage. But Bianchi here, filling the shoes of Veerbajra. He's doing a great job right now, second on the board for his team. And Bianchi, he has to maintain this consistency, but Psykovsky gets taken down by Sam. A Buster with the Sheriff picks up that kill. Now Clone and Buster in unison, both finding that opportunity. Just puts TSF Gaming a little bit more of a tough spot on the side of defense. We do have the Killjoy on site slots. It's down to him. Venom still lurking in hookah. They're not going to go with the rotates just yet, but Slots finds the kill before he goes down. And it's going to be a 2v3 situation. A retake very much needed on the side of TSF Gaming.
Yeah, this was the eco round for Rebellious, and they're looking so good with that Sheriff able to get multiple kills for themselves. I believe Buster has also picked up a Spectre now. Yeah, he's picked up the Spectre. So 3v2 for Rebellious Gaming as they look to just hold their positions, deny the retake. Venom making a lot of noise as he moves into Lamp, but the noise won't matter because he hits the hand right there, gets the intangible, saves him from the other teammate's spray. For Clone, holding down this side. Clone with the Sheriff throws out the blast back to throw out the grenade, trying to run away with 32 HP.
Oh, what Clone?
Oh my god.
Clone, that was nuts. Oh my god, I feel like Clone just heard what I said about how he wasn't doing very well. His KDA was 0 and 5 at one point, but that is why Clone can get 4 MVPs in this tournament. He just stepped up there, and that one tap onto Venom, playing that so well, repositioning, throwing in that nade, and picking up that kill. One tap headshot again. Wow, Clone. That was nuts. That was nuts. Rebellious Gaming. Wow. And Buster there finds the kill of Bianchi. Seems like they have a momentum swing in their favor. And, if I were on the team and my teammate did what Clone just did, I'd lose my mind. I would think anything in the world is possible. Now, TSF Gaming, you gotta figure out a way to come back from this. As Rebellious Gaming, they come into this next round just looking so strong, and that's gonna be a double kill for Clone. Feeling the hype, but Sam pumps it to the face. Last man standing, 26 HP. And I think it pretty much might be over because all of Rebellious Gaming could be looking for him like a swarm of angry bees.
I mean, Clone is back, maybe, because, he got as many kills in that last round as he had in the entire match before that. Now with this round too, looking like he's got his mojo back, looking like he's back on fire, on form. This just makes the match so much more interesting because Rebellious taking the lead now, making it 8-7 on the attacking side. I did say they need to be really creative with the way they approach it, and they really have been because they keep going at site A even though they know that the Cypher Killjoy is there, and the way they're getting around that is smoking out the multiple points where they believe the players to exist. Smoking that enables even though the abilities get popped, it doesn't allow TSF Gaming to take advantage of the abilities being popped. You can no longer use the alarm bot to your advantage, no longer being able to use the trap fire because you are smoked out and you can't see. So Rebellious being really creative here, I really like it.
You're dead.
Indeed, and it's tough to say who has the lead, but Sam will take out the Phoenix there. That's Strokey. He did have it, run it back, got some information. Now Sam tosses in the nade, and that's going to tag them, I believe. A bit of health taken away, but Sam finds the kill onto Buster. Wow, that was a good kill. Now Tchaikovsky chimes in, so does Friction. That's going to be a 1-for-1 trade. But TSF Gaming with the man advantage, Rebellious Gaming, they are looking for this attack onto B. Clone sneaks into Elbow and will make his way down to Hall. But TSF Gaming, knowing the mind games, they're going to leave 2 of their members on B to fend for everything until they get the next bit of information. And that's the good thing about TSF when it comes to defense, where Rebellious, they're very quick to rotate. But Clone finds Sam, and Friction gets the return kill. 3v2, Friction still on site. And we see the rotation coming in from Bianchi. They're going to give him a little bit of a helping hand, but Friction single-handedly just defends that site, and Slots, meanwhile, picks up the kill on the other side of the map. TSF Gaming on the side of defense. Even if there's a 1-round lead, you can't really say that that particular team has the lead because it's so even. And, it's almost like back and forth. Rebellious Gaming has a good round, followed by TSF, followed by Rebellious. It's just very even. So, not being able to expect pure perfection from either of these teams, it just comes down to split-second decision-making. And right here, Friction just did that for TSF.
Friction coming up huge for his team right there, able to hold down B. I think the play Rebellious made was definitely the smart choice, going for B and hard pushing it using the smokes. But Sam's grenade first in Hookah, buying them so much time, followed by Friction just being that patient one-tapper, meant that they're able to just clutch through that round. Now you see they're switching it up, and Bianchi with the operator, filling in the shoes of Veerabhadra perfectly. Veerabhadra, the usual upholder, the usual Cypher. That's okay. Bianchi, he's been on point this series, gets the opening kill for his team, makes it 5v4.
Prepare for hellfire.
Now Rebellious Gaming, they're going to come back from this, and Venom finds a double kill, and that's going to be massive for his team. As Rebellious Gaming, they're shot down to just Khan left to fend for everything, but Friction wraps that up. Flawless round. And TSF Gaming, they are back in the lead, but hey, anything could happen here. But on the topic of TSF, for those of you who just arrived and you have no clue or any idea on the backstory of TSF, but they are a group of friends, usually meet up at cyber cafes, and TSF actually stands for T-Spawn X Fidato Gaming. So I hope that clears anything up. But SANE Rebellious Gaming, also a band of good friends. This is not the first time that they are competing in the Challenges series. This is the second time, and they're doing an exceptional job. Now, moving into this next round, we see here Official Buster, Tchaikovsky, Strokey. Official Buster, 19 kills, doing so well there with Tchaikovsky trailing behind. And it's just a matter of, keeping that momentum going, keeping your brain active, figuring out what is the best way to get these wins. Now, there is the infiltration on the A side from Rebellious Gaming, but Bianchi takes down Clone, and that leaves only 3 of them as Tchaikovsky falls as well. You're losing 2 important members here, and the Brimstone there really low. Khan there, all on the tick of health. And the spike has yet to be planted, but they are forcing the issue here on A site. And all of TSF Gaming, they have rotated here. It doesn't look too bright for Rebellious Gaming as Khan falls as well.
Rebellious with the right idea there, using the Brimstone smokes to just remove vision of any sort of entry points there, but going in a bit too fast meant that Bianchi was able to get those opening kills for himself. Now, once again, they use the dark cars when they are not really moving in, and in a 2v5 position, especially in the eco round, not the ideal situation. But Strokey gets a kill for himself with that Sheriff. They've been looking so good with the one-taps, showing us that they have the skill and the caliber, the metal to pull through. Now 2v4 for Rebellious, Strokey and Buster. Yeah. Buster with the Sheriff as well, getting the kill onto Bianchi.
10
the
seconds
spike
left.
needs to go down. Strokey has it. Can he put it down? Strokey gets another, has to plant the spike right about now. Is doing so with just a few seconds left. about 3. We get the spike planted from 2v4 to 2v2. Buster and Strokey looking for the thrifty clutch.
Indeed, and Buster picks up the op that has been dropped by Bianchi, takes out Friction, and it's all down to Sam, the captain, if he's able to find that 2-round gap, which we haven't seen this whole match because it's so close. But Strokey, thrifty round, triple kill, takes down Sam, and then it's going to be 9-9. I smell overtime, CA.
I would be so excited for overtime if we did get it, because you've already talked about like how important split-second decision making is in here. Just being able to adapt in the moment in the round in itself, that sort of just gets amped up in overtime. So if we do get to go there, it would be amazing. Rebellious, this round, they started off with a small mistake in which they didn't wait for the smokes to come through before they went in. But Strokey and Buster just playing out of their minds on the Sheriff, getting those 1-taps and getting the kills. But now Venom, looking to recap his aggressive self, moving into the B mid site and getting a kill will mean TSF have the man advantage. Buy round for both teams, even for both teams, who will take up the first sort of score lead. Bianchi on this operator just holding it down in heaven, but can't see anything because of the smokes.
Oh, Bianchi! That trap wire played a huge part there. And Clone does get the return kill, but Rebellious Gaming find themselves a man shot, but Clone makes it a little bit even for his team. There's going to be a triple onto Slots, and it's a 3v2. Friction running for his life, tagged by the orbital strike raining down. And Sam just going to make his way through this alleyway here onto site. They've got to go for this retake. The time is ticking. The nade into Showers and the molly tossed out by Friction. Now Sam spots one. Trying to get that kill, down to 20 HP, sees another. Friction and Sam is all down to them, but Psykovsky picks up Friction. Sam realizes that this is not going to be it. I'm gonna save. We might as well. And that is gonna be SANE Rebellious Gaming with double digits on the scoreboard.
I have to say, Rebellious Gaming, they've looked so much more sort of like calculated on attack than they looked on defense, which is not really what you expect from a team unbind. I think it has a lot to do with their composition. The fact that they're able to make proactive plays, like fight TSF Gaming on their own terms, is really helping their confidence. Once again, now they're taking the lead in this map, making it 10-9, and this is just a reversal of fortunes and exactly what I was talking about in the map screen. Even though this is actually TSF's pick, I believe, both the teams just as comfortable on both the first and second map. So if Rebellious do manage to take this map down, I think it will set us up for an amazing, amazing Game 3.
You know a game is going good when you're constantly feeling goosebumps after the end of a round. You see players just so concentrated. I believe that both these teams, they are on, the sharpest, and they are at their sharpest, and they are the most alert right now. Now Venom here in hookah, commonly on hookah duty. I think that's the favorite spot for Reyna. We've seen it many times here on Vine. Just chilling there. Ooh, Buster finds the kill onto Friction as he sneaks into the back with that ultimate. Buster here just setting down a couple of dark covers, and that is going to be Slots putting down the Killjoy ultimate. Just going to stop the attackers from making it through. Buster just changing his position. Venom finds Khan, but TSF only down to 2 members as Strokey chimes in. And Rebellious Gaming looking so strong, they might just take this map that is the actual pick from TSF Gaming. Now 30 seconds left on the clock. The spike is being guarded by Venom. So how is this going to play out? Venom takes out Psykovsky. This could be a turn of events. You cannot be too sure because these teams, even with the man advantage, they kind of can't slip up and, drop it. But Venom here, the curveball still sprays in perfect timing. Triple kill. Realizes there might be one more person, and there is the reposition. 4th kill for Venom. He might just get this ace. 5 seconds left. He's going to leave the spike. He's confident. Venom is so confident that Raze will not get the plant, and that is a clutch saved by Venom. Wow, bringing the scoreboard to an even 10-10. That was mad. Venom single-handedly saved that round for TSF Gaming. T-Spawn X Vidato. They must be happy.
I think you said it perfectly because that was all Venom. That round was purely Venom. He took down the spike carrier himself outside hookah. Once the spike was down, he just held that area B mid-side perfectly, getting multiple kills for himself using his Empress invisibility to perfection. Venom absolutely popping off. Venom poggers, making it even for TSF Gaming. 10-10. I genuinely thought that if Rebellious won that won that round, they would have been able to just sort of run away with the map in general. But Venom pulling it back must give so much momentum and confidence to TSF. Now Friction getting the opening kill, making it 5v4 for his team.
Rebellious Gaming just raining down with dark covers and smokes. That's why they've got the Brimstone and the Omen. Friction just misses a kill there, but Sam once again gets a grenade kill onto Khan, and he just gets these kills like it's no sweat at all. But Rebellious Gaming definitely slipping up here with the attack. Venom is out for blood. He just took down Clone. 2 members left on the side of Rebellious Gaming. The spike has been dropped, not planted. Tchaikovsky lurking through showers. And we do see the rotation coming in, but Tchaikovsky will be taken down by Sam. And it looks like Rebellious Gaming might just drop this round as Buster, only one left alive to fend for himself. 22 kills. He's been playing out of his mind. What more can you ask from this man? Rebellious Gaming, they've got to step it up a little bit more. Sam here, capturing the orb, and that's not the best time as Buster finds the kill. And he might have to actually just give this away to TSF Gaming and save this Vandal, because economy is everything. You're reaching almost the 13 round mark, and both these teams, you got to save the economy, because it can come down to the fact that you don't have the credits to buy the guns that you want. You can't play to your best potential and stay in this game. Now TSF Gaming, they've already got 1 map under their belt, but for Rebellious Gaming the stakes are way higher, and that is going to be 11 points for TSF.
Definitely not. TSF taking the lead. This map is so close between both the teams. Like, map 1 itself was relatively close, but it just feels like both the teams have stepped it up a notch and are playing so well. Venom, the momentum is back in his favor, and he's starting to sort of just choke the life out of Rebellious right now, not giving them a chance to express themselves and like push with the dark covers and the Brimstone smokes. Rebellious, they need to answer back. We'll take a quick look at the scorecard, see what they're both holding. 11-10 now. Buys all around. Buster, Tchaikovsky leading the board. Venom, Friction on the other hand. This round's so important. If TSM win this buy round, that means they go into match point with an economic advantage. If Rebellious win it, I think we can just basically check overtime for sure.
Coming in hot and heavy is Rebellious Gaming onto B side. It seems like not wasting any time. Venom had to back away from Hookah as he is lingering around the crate. But Bianchi finds a kill. That's going to be a 1-for-1, and it still could be anybody's game. Now Venom just looking for the opportunity, not going to expose himself, waiting for a perfect time. And we do see the Boombot does tag 1 member there, and that is Sam, 51 HP. Rebellious Gaming losing another member. That's going to be Strokey, raising himself up on the boxes in Hookah. Now Rebellious Gaming, they got to think this through. And if you keep your eyes on the minimap, you can see that the spike, in fact, has its plan on making its way over onto A site. And you see the smokes rain down from the Brimstone. This is why this agent is so heavily picked on Bind, because it provides so much utility to be able to get these plants off. But 3 members rotated onto A. They just did the heckin' bamboozle with the teleporter, and the last 3 members make their way onto site. But Venom is here. He could potentially stop them. Reposition, finds another kill, and that's going to be a double, but Friction's there to chime in and wrap it up. TSF Gaming, match point, period. It could be the end of Rebellious Gaming in this Challenger Series 2, as this is the quarterfinals lower bracket.
When this series in general started, for me, the players to look out for were Venom and Clone. Venom, he's shown exactly why TSF picked him up coming into Series 2, because the way he's able to just hold down this site right here, the way he was able to just clutch that last round for TSF, absolutely amazing gameplay from Venom, leading the charts with 23 kills. Now, Rebellious, they're able to afford the buys on 4 of their teammates, but not all. Venom, being so aggressive, gets the kill onto Karn, uses the intangible and just steps back. 5v4 for TSF. Venom, he constantly switches it up. It doesn't matter. Sometimes he's playing aggressive, sometimes he's playing really laid back and defensive. But whatever he's doing, he's getting the right kills every single time. Just holding on for his team. TSF looking to make it 2-0 in this series, move on to the next round.
You're dead.
Knowing when to back away and not challenge anymore with the potential threat of you dying is just an indication of experience. And Venom there pulling back, that was very much needed. But unfortunately, the other members of the side of TSF Gaming, they are falling to Rebellious Gaming as they made their way over onto A side. They still have time. They could reverse that. Sam finds the kill. Bianchi as well, last two members. They're looking to do something here, and we do see that both members are split up. They're going to find the kill, but Bianchi takes out Strokey. It's all down to this round. Will Saikovsky buy the time for Rebellious Gaming to stay in this competition? It's all down to him. Nothing is heavier. The satchel blows up, tags him, and Sam takes him out. That's going to be TSF Gaming 2-0, taking both maps, and they make it over to the semifinals. Wow, CA. Wow, wow, wow. TSF Gaming in the lower brackets. They're not going anywhere.
That was an absolutely beautiful series. I don't think the 2-0 does justice to Rebellious Gaming because they put up one hell of a fight and they were so close to making it just TSF Gaming bit more consistent, just a tiny bit, marginally, just more communicative, able to take the win. Rebellious Gaming, you've done like brilliantly this series. Buster, both matches, he's been the MVP. I feel really bad. He's played absolutely out of his mind. But Venom, with 24 kills, leading the chart for the side of TSF. The new pickup for TSF, making sure they move on to the next round. Brilliant.
Wow. I'm kind of like out of breath because that was just such a fun match. I thought we were going to go into overtime, but TSF Gaming managed to come out on top. Now let's move into AMD's Relive the Moment while we talk a little bit more about both the teams and what went down here in the lower bracket of the quarterfinals. It was a best of 3. Now, on the topic of MVPs, Buster played out of his mind. I will say, though, that in map 1, he often traded his life for a kill. And I felt that Buster was a really strong player in a sense that he's able to get frags a lot more often than some of his teammates. So I think a strategy in staying alive for clutch moments for Buster would have been a lot more ideal. He has switched it up and we do see him alive a lot more in map 2. So that is why Rebellious Gaming had a closer chance in taking this win from TSF Gaming. However, the second on the scoreboard, but MVP for his team is Venom. And Venom played out of his mind. There were rounds that were just all him with multiple frags. And this time, Venom knew when to step back. He knew when to get a kill, or if he shot down too low, to just take a step back and let his teammates go forward, to just kind of share the damage, because, you know, that is a better way to play. And that experience just coming out of Venom just says a lot. And minute differences like this can make or break a game, and we basically saw it. TSF may have won 2-0, but it was not an easy win for them at all because SANE Rebellious Gaming played out of their mind.
I think that speaks to the quality of the tournament so far because in Series 2, I think the lower brackets have been so much closer as compared to Series 1 with every single team in the top half of the tournament just stepping it up so well. I do think this is a really good thing for TSF though. The fact that they're getting tested so much as they try to make their way back through the lower bracket because it just makes them better as a team. Venom, I completely agree with you on that point. It seems like the team in general and Venom, they both sort of adapted to each other, learned each other's playstyles, understood each other, and they're so much better off for it because the TSF, like we talked about this before, is that they looked a little bit messy in the earlier rounds, and it came down to pure skill, the fact that they were able to win this round. Here, it wasn't just down to skill, even though the skill was very apparent. It was also down to the fact that they understood each other as a team, the communication coming in, and Venom playing so much better, just absolutely brilliant. He's not that like mindlessly aggressive as we saw from him in a couple of rounds previously in the tournament. He's much more calculated, much more intelligent for it, and it shows because he's able to just sort of lead the team in a way that we hadn't seen from him before in the tournament. TSF, they're looking like the team to beat in the lower bracket, just as they were in Series 1. They're going to be a terror to any team that faces them.
Indeed, it's almost like a fire was lit under TSF Gaming after, they lost that match against Global Esports, which ultimately put them in the lower bracket. And this is their last chance. They had to come up with some sort of plan to be foolproof, to not drop any of these games in the quarterfinals, in the semifinals, and if they do make it into the finals leading up to the grand finals. So TSF Gaming, I really love the way that they have reworked themselves. They're thinking, they are looking for ways to improve, and that ultimately will set you and your team on the right direction to victory. So really well played by SANE Rebellious Gaming. They've got to just sharpen a few more edges, but they are a team that was just so entertaining to watch. And ultimately, congratulations to TSF Gaming, which stands for T-Spawn X Fidato Gaming, for making it over to the semifinals. Absolutely brilliant. That was an amazing 2 maps. Now, guys, this is the end of the first half. And the second half, I believe, will start at around 8 p.m. So do like, subscribe, and click that bell icon so you get notifications when we are live with that game. And that is actually going to be God Particles versus Team Villainous. My mistake, it is going to be at 7 p.m. God Particles versus Team Villainous. Quarterfinals, lower brackets, you have to catch that as well. So like, subscribe, you know the drill. Remember to check out our socials. Links are in the description, as well as links to upgrade your setup. Get some new parts, treat yourself. Why not? We had a great day. So until then, stay tuned, and we hope to see you later in the evening.